Hello, everybody. My name is Alieska Gutierrez. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm the coordinator for the Women's Resource Center. I'm here to tell you a little bit about our GLOW internship which stands for the Growth and Leadership Opportunity for Women. So, what is GLOW? So, GLOW was developed a few years ago when we were really looking to create a leadership program that talked about the experiences that women go through while they navigate the hierarchy of moving up ladders, but also just in spaces where they're developing their leadership and are in positions of leadership. So we decided to create this program focus on social justice and gender and how that correlates to leadership. So this program is specifically tailored to discuss the experiences of women of color and support their needs. And we do this throughout the sessions by taking into account intersectionality, going over topics related to them. This essentially is aiming to build a professional network of folks to be able to build community, but also have people be able to tap into each other later on. So our community supports each other, and the way that happens is who do you know? So through Glow, we're trying to create a network of people where you were able to connect with them and you said, "Hey, maybe I need something in the future." And there was a graphic designer in your cohort or an alumni that you connected with, and now they can help you design the logo for your entrepreneur business, right? So how do we start developing those connections within our community to empower ourselves? This is also an immersive leadership experience. So what that means is, although it's scheduled like a class on Mondays and Wednesdays, it is very hands-on. We do a lot of activities throughout the sessions. So it is not just lecture focused, but very tangible things that come out of it. So, some of the things that you would be learning through the program is we are really big on knowledge of self. How do you begin to examine the person you are and how that is going to impact how you show up in your leadership? How do you think about your strengths? What are the things that you're bringing to the table? How are you looking at your values, right? How are they also showing up? Let's say you value communication. So maybe as a leader, you want to be very transparent with the people that you're leading because you want them to know, hey, this is everything that you need to know. And you're giving them the information that they need. And we're also really big on building confidence, right? How do you go into the room and know that you deserve to be in those spaces, that you should take up space, and that you have value to bring to these spaces, right? But also knowing when to exit the spaces when they don't show you that care and demonstrate that they know that you're bringing things here. This is also really big on professional development through the whole program. We're trying to build you to be able to take the next thing after this internship. How do you actually land the job, land the next internship that you want moving forward? And so I've gotten emails in the past thanking us, like, thank you so much. I was able to land this program. I was able to get into my master's. I was able to land a job. I was able to get to the next thing that I was looking for because a lot of the skills that we learned in the program. You will also have the opportunity to network with alumni, and we will host events where you actually get to come back and connect with them. So in these sessions, we go over a series of topics, and I like to think of them as building blocks or Legos, and you're essentially trying to build a house at the end. So the Legos are all the tools that you need, and we'll go over assertive communication. How do you communicate very clearly? What do you need? When do you need it? Why, right? For what purpose? And also speak in a very confident way, like you are bringing something to the table, and we also are big on talking about social justice. How do we talk about these issues impacting our communities and realize we have the capacity to create change to do something different, right? It doesn't just have to be up to somebody else. We also will talk a lot about career readiness. We end the program doing mock interviews. We also do salary negotiation, and we also review resumes. We essentially want you to feel very like that autonomy that I can do something, right? If I set my sight on it and I believe in myself enough to do it. So towards like the middle of the program, end of the program, you're going to be creating something called an action project. And this is essentially a cohort model. So there are 12 people that get selected every fall to do this program that lasts from September to December, and you will be creating something as a group of 12 on a specific topic. So in the past, what people have done is they had the topic of body liberation. So they created a body liberation fair where they had various booths talking about different concepts, right? They talked about white supremacy, they talked about like body standards, right? They had yoga outside. They brought a local coffee shop who decided to give out free coffee to the community. They had a free clothing booth where they partnered with a local organization who just gives out free clothes. And in the past, they've also done a campaign for mental health where they took photos of people around campus and they said, I am more than my anxiety, I am more than my depression. And it was a photo campaign that could be seen all over campus. They've done journals for mental health in the past. They've done a reproductive justice podcast. And these are all the tangible things that you can develop as a group. If you're really looking and you're saying like, this is really interesting, I want to know more, some of the things that have made our Glow interns very successful are three main things. We're looking for folks who are very committed to their own growth. You are going to get what you put in. There are plenty of people who've done it and haven't really received much, and that is honestly down to their level investment, right? Are you ready to challenge yourself? Are you ready to accomplish the goal you set out? A lot of people apply to this program because they're looking to gain something in specific. I want to be more confident. I want more leadership skills. I want to learn XYZ, right? But that also requires work. So are you ready to do that? And lastly, you need to be in a place where you're ready to grow. We go into this program talking about feedback is love. And we really say that because we need to be able to be accountable to each other, but also ourselves. So, how do we also receive the feedback to grow into a better version of ourselves while also, accepting that and deciding, I want to do something different? So, this program is put on every fall, and it is on Mondays and Wednesdays from 11:30 to 1 in person. Applications will always be on ToroLink, and they always open the beginning of August. And you have to be enrolled in fall classes. And I think that's pretty much it. The one tip that I do recommend to everybody is we have two short response questions on ToroLink. If you want to get an interview, you do have to give thoughtful responses. And I want to be able to see in the responses, why are you really interested in this program? As long as you do that, you will get an interview. And uh, the interview period runs for about a week, and it's a quick turnaround because we do start around the fourth week of classes. So if you ever have any questions, you can always call the Women's Resource Center number, visit us in person in Classroom Village in the corner of Lot 7, or email us, DM us on Instagram or TikTok. And we always check all of our socials. Thank you so much, and I hope to see your application.